bad it hurts.
Is it as bad as My Bloody Valentine?
Don't go live yet. Let me put my pants back on.
Is it My Bloody Valentine is boring as shit too, or not My Bloody Valentine? The Prowler. I watched Pieces the other day. I watched Martyrs the other day for the first time.
Oh, what do you think of Martyrs?
I hated it.
What? Wait, did you watch the Blumhouse one or the real one?
The real one.
The real one is fucking amazing.
Was it the unrated version or the cut?
Yeah, it was unrated. It just didn't do anything for me.
Oh, it's so good.
I might have been expecting too much.
I didn't even know what the hell it was about. Where are you going?
Martyrs, it has a reputation.
It's a really deep movie.
I had to cleanse myself. I know it's way too deep for horror. I had to cleanse my palate with Pieces.
I fucking adore Martyrs. I didn't know what it was about. No one would tell me. So I finally just bought it and I watched it. I watched the Serbian film and then I watched Martyrs right afterwards.
I liked everything up until the last half hour.
I love the last half hour.
The last half hour is the best part of the movie.
I didn't think so.
I was watching it and I'm like, I looked at my roommate Eric at the time. I'm like, I literally don't know where this movie's going. Before they start,
everybody's on YouTube watching us yet, because I'm curious.
It's an expose in bizarre religious rite of passage. Like, yeah.
I get what it is, and I understand why you guys appreciate it. It just wasn't my thing.
God damn it, Ray.
That movie, after it was over, we just sat in stunned silence, and I just got up and went for a walk. I'm like, man, that movie was fucking raw.
Yep.
Especially
maybe I'm devoid of emotion. Maybe that's what it is.
It's an ugly fucking movie. It made me devoid of emotion after I watched it.
I mean, that's probably the right feeling you should go out of it.
I got that for $1 today. Should I watch this?
Oh my god!
$1.
You got ripped off.
No, I think $1. I mean, you can't. It's hard to go lower anymore for anything.
I got the 5-movie collection of Phantasm.
Oh, from Walmart.
That's a good deal.
Did you look that up?
Do you have it handy, Brian? Let me see it if you have it handy. I did get this today. I could watch Shockwaves.
I never saw that movie.
I like it. Peter Cushing's great in it.
It's also produced by Welgo USA and Bad Robot.
Yeah,
so
it's the Welgo versions and then a Scream Factory. Let me see the spine.
Yeah. The Phantasm Part 2 is the
you'll be happy with that release. Brian, my brother-in-law bought that. He loves it. Did you open it yet?
Extras.
No. They have extras, yeah. They have all the extras from the Blu-rays.
It's just like a Blu-ray.
That's amazing. That was like $15 at Walmart. I have the actual box set, but that's a really good deal.
All right, we're starting.
Yeah, well, the DVD wasn't available yet. I have the...
Yeah, I have the Blu-ray set. That's one I've got.
Yeah, it took about 3 or 4 months before the DVDs even came out.
The Blu-ray is nice because it's got alternate art on the inside.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to THS Lives.
Doing it anyway.
What up? We are here live tonight on this beautiful Friday night here on the East Coast. It is snowy. The rest of the world, I don't fucking know. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook at Brian Enright, or you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Horror Jew. I was waiting for it
The Horror Jew on Instagram too?
I think so. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just Twitter, The Horror Jew, Instagram, Brian Bootylicious, but I don't know. Here we go. Jared, here we go. Jared, you're all good to go. Jared, next up is Jared. Where can we find you, Jared?
Good evening, guys. Good to see you again, as always. You guys can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or on Twitter at @zombie_survivor. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, we have award-winning director Mike Lombardo. That's actually his full name. Mike, good evening.
Oh, hello.
An avid dick sucker.
I'm Mike Lombardo. You can find me at facebook.com/realsplatter, twitter.com/realsplatter, and most currently in the Hidden Temple, where I'm leading my team, the Blue Barracudas, to victory. You can also find me at screamteamreleasing.com, where you can buy a copy of I'm Dreaming for White Doomsday on Blu-ray and DVD, and at Monster Mania next weekend, where I'll be there Saturday. But hey, the choice is yours and yours alone as to whether or not you buy the movie, but you should. Back to you.
Wink, wink, you should.
Notifications.
Thank you very much, Mike. We're going to hang out, you, me, Justin Seaman, Jenny, Chuck, And it's going to be one hell of a time. Up next, we have our president, Razor. Ray, good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Good evening.
That's the one I wanted.
It's super expensive now. I think getting the DVD set, all 5 movies for $13 is one hell of a deal.
Is that Blu-ray?
The Blu-rays are nice and all, but getting that set that's a pretty damn good deal if you ask me.
I'm just glad that they exist like that, because they're hard to find. When I was a kid, I couldn't get Part 3 on VHS. So I just had to order it from the company.
Let me tell you, when I started getting back into horror movie collecting, getting Phantasm on DVD, just the DVD itself, it was like $75 everywhere just for this. Yep. And then all of a sudden the Blu-ray came out and the prices started dropping. So I got this for like, I don't know, $5 or $6.
Yeah, I sold mine when I got the Blu-ray set. The Blu-ray set's gorgeous. They're my favorite.
Yeah, I'm a hoarder. I'm sorry. Oh, you can find me on Amazon. I mean, somewhere.
You can find them daily on Amazon, most likely.
Probably looking at my cart, seeing if anything else dropped in price. That's usually what I do. I spend more time on Amazon than anything else. Like, oh, come on now, drop in price, Scream Factory.
Yeah, you'll be waiting a long time, buddy.
Actually, tonight you can find me in a bed of flowers and pictures of Mike Lombardo, Brian, and Jared.
Oh,
just
thank you.
rolling around naked, all greased up, as I like.
I thought you were gonna forget me for a second.
What Ray doesn't know is that he's laying in a bed that eats. Deathbed.
Oh, next movie idea for.
No, that's a real movie.
Oh, it's legit.
All right, well, let's make one called Death Waterbed.
Death Waterbed. It's where you actually die from back pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Deathbed play on VHS midnight one night, and the audience was ecstatic. What's that?
I didn't know that was real.
Yeah, they remade it too.
Well, it's just like Lonnie, one of our longtime viewers. He told me to check out iZombie. I'm like, I'm not checking out that CW show. And then Mike chimed in with, I looked for it today when I went out shopping and I didn't see it.
I have it on video, but this movie is so fucking dark. Holy Jesus. It's not a zombie flick at all.
And apparently White Doomsday is the spiritual sequel.
It totally, they're very similar. It's about a guy he's like a photographer, and he goes off in the woods to try to take pictures, and he finds this abandoned house, and there's this woman who looks like she's rotting, and she's like a junkie or something, and he tries to help her, and she bites him, and then he gets this disease where he has to eat flesh, and he he obviously can't hang out with his wife and shit, so he ends up getting a shithole apartment in the outskirts of the city, and he just chloroforms homeless people and just eats them on a tarp. And it's not gory or anything like you'd think. It looks like a realistic portrayal of what somebody would do if they had to cut little bite-sized pieces off of someone's cheek and eat it. And he throws up from it because he hates what he's doing, and he hallucinates. And he just slowly goes crazy and rots away. It's so fucking sad.
It sounds like working at McDonald's.
It's very similar. But there's a sequel called Dead Creatures. It's about a group of women that are dealing with the same disease, but it's not nearly as good.
I hear they do pay better at McDonald's now, though.
They do. They pay the machines a lot.
Yeah. I mean, they still encourage chloroforming homeless people and eating them, but...
Well, my McDonald's has crows.
My kid's school has crows. Hey, I just want to real quick give a shout out to my buddy Frankie, if I could. He commented on the page, said, hey, Ray, you stoked my creative fires last night. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, Frankie.
You slut.
Yeah, hey, that's what I'm good for. Myself, let me get other people to be creative.
Over here stoking fires, huh?
Love you, Frankie.
And putting them out at the same time.
There we go. Oh, yes.
Wait, we got Joe Ridgely said that Samsung is going to stop selling Blu-ray players in the U.S. in the near future.
Yep.
Anyone ever hear about that? What's the deal with that?
I'm like,
Samsung has already established the Marxist law. They have ceased the means of production. They are no longer making Samsung Blu-ray players or DVD players, which is the first strike in the death of physical media. Unfortunately, this is true news, and we're going to see how this plays along because apparently the public is killing physical media. I know we touched this subject a little bit last week, me and Jared, when I went on an angry rant about how people prefer to watch Disney movies than pay for movies and just legally download everything. But yeah, also, you know, this CISA Productions also has to do a lot with piracy and illegal downloads of movies and how everything is being watched through Roku's Fire Sticks, especially those that you can hack. So unfortunately for us collectors, we also had bad news today. The founder of Anchor Bay Video had passed away, and he it was such an impact because Anchor Bay was really that first distribution title that had many horror movies that we were all buying back when DVD, you know, even VHS.
Anchor Bay had tin box VHSs. I had Dawn of the Dead like that. They saved so many movies from disappearing.
Yeah, I think my DVD for Dawn of the Dead, I know my Evil Deads are.
Yep. Dude,
Yeah.
Anchor Bay, that was the first company I ever looked for.
Yeah, check it out.
Hey, an Anchor Bay movie. Yep. You'd look for that sailboat and you knew it was
Sailboat. Yeah.
That was the first company I ever actively
And it was
collected.
nice at the beginning when they'd have the Anchor Bay logo pop up. It was nice and calming right before the storm.
The only misstep Anchor Bay ever made in my mind was releasing 5 new versions of Evil Dead every year. But aside from that, you know, they were fucking glorious. Like, they released all the Fulci stuff, just tons of obscure shit. I mean, I learned about movies because of them.
Oh yeah, I see the Fulci collection, Mike.
Oh
Yep.
wow,
I got them right here.
Mm-hmm.
there they are. Yeah, I have the House by the Cemetery one.
It's weird. I got to show you guys this. The way that the insert is cut is like it's cut off really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's to mirror the content of the movie, which is also cut really bad, and shot really bad, and written really bad.
You know, I miss the old days. I miss the old days of having like inserts like this inside.
Yeah, well, that was another thing. Anchor Bay always had a little booklet, and they stopped doing that. Scream Factory doesn't even do that.
Yeah,
it's bullshit.
That's a good point.
They have slip covers that people will pay high prices just to have.
Yeah, skip that. Do Arrow. You know, they have a booklet with essays in it. That's what I want.
I want to get to the Facebook comments real quick.
Yeah.
So that way we acknowledge the people who are watching us right now. B-Rad Kissed. I guess this was an answer to the hot topic of the night with our March Madness brackets going on. What are your favorite horror movies? He wrote Halloween 78. David Fulton wrote Tough Question. Frankie Carter, hey Ray, you read that already. David Fulton says, I'm old, I've seen a lot. Joe Ridgely, the Samsung Blu-ray thing. Glenn Majal, Love Gates of Hell. Anthony Thurber, it sucks that Samsung is not making Blu-ray players. It's a blow to physical media, as I'm a huge supporter of physical media. And yes, you're absolutely right, Anthony. It's a travesty what's happening. Matt Beckel, why did y'all remove Halloween 78 from March Madness? Tired of it winning? Yes.
Yeah, it wins every time. It's like, what's the point of doing the brackets if Halloween wins every time?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Halloween.
It's been officially retired into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Yeah,
when
Halloween is the face of horror. Everybody knows the Halloween, and even regular people who don't like horror know of Halloween and who Michael Myers is. So Halloween's been retired. It's fine. It's a good movie. We have nothing against it. It just wins every time.
I have nothing against it. I don't like it.
Yeah, well, whatever.
For the record.
It gets tiresome making these brackets when I know Halloween's going to win every time.
Yeah. When Halloween keeps losing to movies,
Michael Barno.
when Halloween keeps losing to movies like The Thing and Dead Alive, it's got to go. It's got to get off that list.
Yeah. Halloween's not even Carpenter's best movie. It's probably the third best Carpenter movie, maybe fourth. Yeah,
next to The Thing being first and Big Trouble in Little China being number 2.
No.
Oh, fuck that movie. Oh, you guys see this? Lex Quinn got me this for Valentine's Day. It's a book about The Thing. It's like a critical analysis of it from Devil's Advocates. A series of books I never.
Lex Quinn is quite the gift giver, isn't she?
She is. She got me. Well, my birthday is next Saturday, but she got me this a while.
I know. I can't wait for your
The
birthday.
Prowler on Blu-ray, which I have not seen in 20 years.
Let me know what you think of it, because I've watched it twice in the past 6 months, and it is almost exactly the same as My Bloody Valentine, and there's so much that Joseph Zito took from that movie and put in Friday the 13th. So
Yeah,
it's like,
all I remember is the trench spike to the head and something with a pitchfork.
yeah.
That's the movie. That's basically the movie.
Yeah.
You know,
It's good too. Come on.
Well, he does a double pitchfork kill, and the pitchfork is not long enough to fit through both people. There's no way. And that's Tom Savini too.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Well, I remember that scene. So Lex got me the T-shirt from Cavity Colors, I want to say, for Christmas, and because I saw it she was looking through her phone and she saw it, and I'm like, oh, that's really awesome. I remember that movie. And then she bought me the shirt, and then I was like, I don't actually remember anything from this movie. I hope it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
So now I have it, but I'm going to revisit it. But I mean, the thing is, I don't remember if I liked it or not, but people speak very highly of it, although until now, I don't own it anymore, and I'm wondering why. I'm like, I very rarely get rid of stuff that I like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but everyone's saying it's cool. And that trench spike scene, I remember that being funny.
There's good and bad. There's good. The kills are great. The swimming pool one I really like, especially they had to dye the pool red or something, and the actress was red for 3 days afterwards. So that's pretty cool. But like the middle parts when they have to search the guy in the wheelchair's house, and that's like the bulk of the movie. Again, this movie could have been trimmed down to probably a 15-minute short.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's all remember Joseph Zito's best movie he's ever made, and that was in fact Invasion USA.
Invasion USA. That's a canon movie, isn't it?
It definitely is the best.
Yes.
The best company in the entire world, Canon or Canon MGM, whatever you refer them to. Oh man, I've been on a Canon kick lately. I know Canon really doesn't have that many horror movies.
What the fuck is going on?
So that's a Facebook call. Somebody's calling somebody on Facebook.
It ain't me.
It's definitely not me. There you go. Whoever got a message.
There we go. No, Canon really didn't make horror movies. They made Life Force, which was Toby Hooper.
Yeah.
They have Life Force, which is like the biggest one. They have Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did do that one.
Yeah, I need to watch Life Force again. So we're way off topic, but it's okay because we're having fun, right?
Yeah.
I'm having lots of fun. Spank me, Daddy.
Is there anybody else? Yeah, spank me, Daddy. I don't think I've ever said that in my life. Thanks, Brian. Anybody got anything for us on Facebook land? We love answering comments
or questions.
Oh, quick news. And so Warner Music Group has accepted our dispute and released their claim on our video. So that means the video that we shot last week is okay to be live now.
For us?
Yeah, for the entire world.
Oh, last week's?
Because of putting 5 on it?
Yeah, because of
big win for us. Which Friday the 13th y'all feel is the most underrated or gets the most hate? Probably Jason Takes Manhattan.
No, I love that movie.
I do too, but it's definitely the one that
I would say 6.
I think it's most underrated. Mike Lombardo will argue it to the teeth that it's Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell is great. I think of the classic Friday the 13th movies,
the Paramount series,
Part 4. If I had to pick one and say this is what Friday the 13th is all about, Part 4 is the high water mark.
Okay,
Part
but what's
6,
the underrated one?
Well, Part 6 is my favorite because it's funny, and I feel like people don't like that one. But I think Jason Goes to Hell is the most underrated of all of them.
I think Part 6 is the well balance of everything, but
yeah. It is the first one where they started putting some shtick into it, where it shows the American Express card falling out of Baldwin's hand, like don't leave home without it.
Yeah.
The old cemetery guy's like, does he think I'm a fart head?
Yeah. Joe Richmond says the Canon documentary was awesome. It was.
I know. He's talking about this one right now. This is
I didn't watch that. That's Electric Boogaloo, right? Is it good?
This is really good. Absolutely fantastic.
It's really good.
I saw it on Netflix. It is good.
They talked about how there's a movie that Sharon Stone did, and she was such a bitch to everybody that there was a scene where in the movie she gets thrown into this big giant pot because she's supposed to get eaten by the cannibals, I believe, and the entire crew pissed in the pot of water before she had to go jump in it because she was such a bitch to everybody. They mentioned that, and they also mentioned they were like American Bollywood. They were just making movie after movie after movie, and it's like money was never an issue because they had so much of it. And they mentioned how Menahem Golan and Yoram Globus would just like eat their lunches on styrofoam plates, and it would be like the cheapest lunches ever. And that was the cast and crew food. It was like styrofoam plates and styrofoam cups to hold their food and beverages.
Deli slices and cheese.
Yeah.
You mean like what regular people do?
Yeah. Like they really were like, let's avoid like everything that like big Hollywood does and just make these movies. And they did for a very long time. And it wasn't until Masters of the Universe is when they really started to plummet because they fished out a shitload of money. That
Superman: A Quest for Peace.
It actually didn't hurt them as much as Masters of the Universe. They fished out a lot of money because the toy company at the time that was making the toys said, you put out this amount of money and then we'll match you. Well, the toy company bailed, and they didn't even have a finished movie, so they went back and they finished the entire final fight scene in like one day.
I blame Dolph Lundgren mostly.
Monster Mania, I'll tell him he said that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna really talk to him, give him a hug for me.
Yeah.
But there's a shitload of canon movies that I have never seen.
They also talked about when they were thinking about doing a sequel to Masters of the Universe, and they were going to use props and sets from Cyborg because they didn't have any money to do it.
Cyborg is a gem.
Yes.
I like Cyborg. Is that a canon movie?
It is a canon movie, and the best
canon ruled the 80s. You gotta admit, there's so many movies that you might not even realize are canon.
Oh my god, that beginning intro, the canon logo. Do, 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 do. I love that.
I love it.
The best canon movie, in fact, the best movie ever made is Death Wish 3.
The best movie ever made.
I will stand by that.
I thought it was Death Wish 2 that you liked so much.
No.
No, it's 3?
It was 3. It was the recycled soundtrack from Death Wish 2 by Jimmy Page that they used for that movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's not a horror, but we'll get back on the horror. Sorry about that. I'm upset.
The best movie ever made. Anthony Thurber says that he wishes Anchor Bay was still around because maybe we could get a proper Blu-ray release of Dawn of the Dead, which I fucking agree 100% with. And although I think that the Ultimate Edition DVD they put out is probably
the best you can probably get.
If they could do that on Blu-ray, I mean, I have this.
They don't need to release it on Blu-ray, though. What are we going to do? Are we going to see the zombies even more blue to the point where you can...
I mean, there's a lot. It's not the most visually appealing movie, but I would still like to see it cleaned up and stuff. I mean, look at Night of the Living Dead. Looks gorgeous in Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm. The Criterion one looks great.
Yeah, I mean, Day of the Dead, the Scream Factory one looks really good. But I would like some more extras on it. I think if they put all the stuff from the Ultimate Edition and then maybe some historical like documentaries like about the impact it had, stuff like that. But I mean, the Document of the Dead is on there. I mean, that's pretty much the be all end all behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Is that the doc from 1985?
What's that?
Is that the doc from 85?
No, it came out later because it said that it took 10 years to make. So
I want to know what the Italian cut, the one that was produced by Nicholas Winding Refn, looks like.
The 4K one that was only released in Europe.
Yeah.
Isn't that just the Argento cut?
Yeah, no. Yeah. It's the Argento cut. It's the zombie cut. It's not the It's not Dawn of the Dead. That's on
the Ultimate Edition DVD.
Yeah, but this one's restored in 4K and it's only on Region B on Blu-ray.
Is it the one that's called Zombie?
About doing an American
Yeah.
Blu-ray of Dawn of the Dead. I don't know what.
I swear I saw somewhere that somebody's releasing Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I don't know what company it is though, but it's definitely because they posted a teaser on Twitter with and it just said it's happening with a picture of the poster or of the zombie head coming over the horizon.
I don't know if that means anything really.
Well, they announced later they were doing a Blu-ray. I just don't know what. I mean, I think Arrow should do it. That would be great. An American release would be awesome.
The Arrow would do something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't trust.
I want Arrow to get a hold of this.
God damn it! I need a Blu-ray set of that.
Yeah, a Blu-ray set of this would be wonderful.
Oh my god!
So, kind of off topic, but on topic. Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead is getting a sequel.
Is it an actual sequel, or are you just making another zombie movie called?
They said it was making, but I think it was like either Bloody Disgusting or Dread Central said that there was a little more in detail about it being an actual sequel to 2004's Dawn of the Dead. The movie's called Army of the Dead.
Yeah, Army of the Dead.
And if it is a direct sequel to it, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
I just hope it's not a World War Z clone.
Yeah.
But the studios pulled the plug on that.
I really hated the Dawn remake when I watched it the last time. When I saw it in the theater, I was very pleasantly surprised. But then I bought it on DVD and I watched it again, and I'm like, this is pretty generic, and there's no zombies eating people. They don't really do that. They just run at you. Snarl, and that kind of bugged me. There's cool parts. Like, I'd like to revisit it again. But I don't know that sequel. Like, what the hell are they going to do? There's not really...
I love it.
Yeah, you got to watch the director's cut. The director's cut gives characters more storyline.
Yeah, it's more character driven than it is gore fest gross out. Than,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Kind of what the original was, a good balance of both. Very character driven, obviously, because George Romero was very good about doing that in a small amount of time, and it was had a lot of gore fest and wonderful score, which I think the remake is missing, but. Although I don't want to plug that in there because it only belongs in Dawn of the Dead from '78 and Hell of the Living Dead. So,
yeah. You know what? Fuck Brood Emite. I never watched a movie by him I liked. I really hate this guy.
I think I'm drawing the line at The Other Hell, which was awful, and Hell of the Living Dead, which I actually was okay with. It's not that bad. Well, no, it's terrible, but in a fun way.
The worst scenes in that movie is when they use the stock footage of the tribes dancing, and then they go to the actual movie and they have the paper mache masks that look nothing like the tribal masks that they were using. I lost my shit.
When the actress has to like blend in with the tribe, it just shows a close up of her tits, and that's it. And then
that's all you have to do. Didn't you know that when you go to tribes in Africa?
But where'd she get all the paint and stuff from?
From the paint store in Africa.
Yeah, I guess there was a paint store right around the corner.
Yeah, right.
It was out of control. It's going to be in my collection, I guarantee it.
Oh, the Italians and their zombie movies. You know what I never understood about like Italian horror is that they were so fascinated with the shots that they had of the people being frightened that they never moved. They could have had like 15 feet like before they get to a wall that way. They could have had 15 feet before they get to a wall that way and behind them. And they just stand there like.
Well, they have to stand still so that the zoom lens can focus on that.
Oh my god.
But it's cool because Astron 6 really like shed a light on that with their movie The Editor, where they just had like the actors just standing there and then getting killed. I love that movie.
That's a good one. I like that movie.
Great.
It's so gory.
Maybe that'll be 100 because I haven't watched that this year. I haven't watched that since Jared actually sent it to me when he got us. I think Scream Factory re-released it on Blu-ray, didn't they?
I think I got it when I did the horror box for a few months.
Yes, and you sent me your old copy. Thank you very much.
I actually sent you the brand new one because it was the exact same thing.
Was it?
It is a wild movie. Astron 6.
I don't even know where it is in my collection.
Is it next to Shopping Mall?
You hush yourself. I don't even know where that is now. I just rearranged everything, and you have to bring up painful memories of me not being able to find Shopping Mall.
I'm pretty sure Shopping Mall has found itself a gun and shot itself in the mouth.
Shopping Mall. I think I put it with the slashers. So I put everything by subgenre this time.
Oh shit.
Oh, hey guys, my buddy Darren Mitchell, who has a horror podcast as well, he would like to jump in. He just messaged me. Is that something we'd be okay with for a few minutes? He wants to talk about Dawn of the Dead remake, I think. I know it's orthodox.
I don't care.
Sure,
What do y'all
why
think
not?
of the upcoming Nightmare on Elm Street? The new Freddy looks pretty awesome. Huh?
What? The new Freddy?
Matt Crackle, there's no
Are
Freddy
they
coming
talking?
in.
Is he talking about Freddie Mercury from Bohemian Rhapsody, which just
Maybe.
won an
Oh,
Academy
maybe
Award?
Rami Malek should play Freddy.
Yeah, maybe with the fake teeth too.
I don't know. I thought he was terrible as Freddie Mercury.
I thought the movie was just a poor portrayal of what actually happened.
Probably.
Hey guys, I
was.
still want to watch.
I don't know what happened. It's an okay movie overall, but I thought he didn't.
It's just like what they did with Straight Outta Compton. They glamorized everything,
link,
made everything PG-13, and just was like, "Hey, here's a watered-down version of what actually happened."
Freddy pounding somebody's ass.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see that. I would love to see 30 minutes of that, and then the Wembley scene. Hey, Darren, how are you?
What's up, guys?
Dan Mitchell.
I'm sorry, I jumped in. I was talking with another group, another like horror group at the same time, but I saw you guys were doing your shit on Facebook, and I had to welcome myself and say hello.
Yeah,
well, hold on. Is your name Hot Cheetos on here?
I do. I was the original conspirator of Hot Cheetos and Blood, but I'm horroring me on YouTube. Yeah, but well, Mike is a longtime friend of mine.
He lives like down the street from me now. Weirdly,
yes.
Mike, it's his turn to talk. Hush.
Yeah, no, but we've known each other for a few years, and like I had to jump in on your conversations. Like,
how dare you son of a bitch! Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
So, what's your guys' names?
I'm Ray.
Ray.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Jared.
And Jared. Nice to meet you.
I'm Mike Lombardo. I'm an award-winning director.
This motherfucker. God damn it.
He likes to sleep in dumpsters in the alley a lot.
No, behind McDonald's.
And I'm Brian Enright.
I'm actually going to be directing Hell of the Living Dead Part 2.
Is that truth or?
No.
All right. So let me ask you guys this. So I know you guys were on like the zombie train for a little bit. I was watching it for a little bit. Let me just tell you this for like some new age shit coming out. What do you guys think about Jessica Chastain? Have you
as
guys
a zombie or as a human being?
No. What do you guys think about Jessica Chastain coming on Jimmy Fallon 2 days ago saying that the It Part 2, there's a scene in it that is supposed to be the bloodiest scene ever happened in a horror film ever, which is interesting because Evil Dead, the remake, used 50,000 gallons of blood on that last scene. Yeah. Right. And then my friend Von Krasovec did what was the next best one?
What about
Midnight Meat Train, where they filled the entire train with blood.
Okay. I don't remember that.
Yeah. Movie. The hammer scene when he fucking bashes that bitch's brain in. Right. So after that,
I wonder how much they used.
They used 10,000 over the course of the day. They used 10,000 gallons of blood apparently. So she's claiming that this is the most bloody scene of a single scene ever in horror history.
Yeah, I doubt that. Dead Alive used
exactly.
I met the guy that played Lionel, and we sat down and did the math to figure out.
Dead Alive has to be tough.
It was like 2 or 3 gallons per minute were being pumped on him during the lawnmower scene. I forget how many.
I know, right?
Now
I actually think I quoted that.
Is Jessica Chastain the same person that wrote the top 10 movies on Netflix that people can't finish watching because they're vomiting or something?
I know, right?
That?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, guys.
I'm
controversial as fuck. So I'm gonna tell you guys this. Like even on top of that, like new horror news, like what do you guys think about the new fucking Lost Boys shit with the gender switch? Like we can talk about that.
I have a theory already about what's happening. So it's the Frog Brothers and now the Frog Sisters.
Yes.
So is Sam remaining a guy?
Lost Boys coming out? I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, it's on the CW.
CW. Who the
So
fuck gives a shit about CW?
What about the CZW? Can we talk
Well,
about the
this is my
CZW
theory.
or the
I said it-
ECW?
I said it live last night.
Supernatural crowd.
My theory is that the Frog Sisters, Sam's going to fall in love with them only to find out that she's a lesbian. That's my theory.
Now, wait a minute. What if the Frog
It's
Sisters
the
are
Twilight Director. It's the
What if-
Twilight
Yeah,
Director,
what if-
first of all.
Now, what if the Frog Sisters are actually Corey Feldman's angel groupies that he keeps around, and they finally have their own show on the CW?
Oh
I
my
just need
God.
to know if Tom Costello is going to be in it.
Yeah,
I'd actually watch that.
they're
better
gonna have wings, sewed to the back of their shirts, and they're gonna pretend that they're playing musical instruments while Corey Feldman's on stage losing his shit. Like I don't know, like the Frog Sisters. I think that sounds pretty enticing. You're also pissing off a lot of fanboys and fangirls who are hugely obsessed with the Lost Boys, but I have a big bone to pick with the Lost Boys, and I'll tell you that after you guys say what you got to say.
So I'm just gonna say one thing: the show or the movie is called Lost Boys. Okay, so
Maybe they only prey on males, so there's like a bunch of missing boys.
Oh.
Come on.
They're referring to the vampires, though. They're all boys.
What if it was
I
Lost?
I get that, but at
What
the
if it
same
was
time,
Lost,
the show,
Boys?
like, they're gonna make it a CW bullshit, like Gilmore Girls, Twilight Director,
Fucking supernatural
mashup of everything else because that's the topic in American society today. I've
already, when they said CW, I was turned off when they said they were making a show, but they also tried to do Friday the 13th with the CW. So
wait, dude, that was the network that had that? Oh my
they
God,
were going to do that, yeah.
Dude, that would be awful. Well, MTV should be picking this up because they had like Teen Wolf and stuff. Great stuff right there.
I'm still waiting for the Teen Wolf.
Hey now, MTV Scream was pretty dope.
It was pretty good, actually.
Oh my God.
I didn't watch it. The mask looked like a blow-up doll. It was like,
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not watching.
There was like
I hope
3
you guys
good episodes.
don't mind I'm drinking whiskey.
Yeah, go ahead, drink whiskey.
Okay.
There was like 3 good episodes.
I had a hell of a
MTV
day, so
Scream.
I'm going to do it. So.
There was like 3 episodes in MTV Scream that had like a kill count, and the kill counts were pretty good, showing all the blood. My biggest issue with the Lost Boys, and I don't care about the fandom. I mean, the Lost Boys has a fucking awesome soundtrack, and the only thing was missing. The only thing was missing since it was directed by Joel Schumacher was everyone was not wearing a suit with nipples. So I think that my biggest issue with the Lost Boys is that it kind of overshadowed Monster Squad when they came out the same year, same month. And
I didn't realize it was the same year.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
And Monster Squad took a big hit for it, and I think Monster Squad's just a better movie. And if you compare those movies to Everyone and Their Mother, everyone's going to say the Lost Boys is better.
But that's a bold statement, right?
It is
because
a bold statement.
There's going to be the kids like I was a 90s kid, right?
Yeah.
I was born 86, so the people that were born in what year was Monster Squad? 86.
It was 86.
So it's if you look at a horror fan today, I would say most people and people that aren't necessarily like versed on the genre would say that Lost Boys is like that's a vampire film. That's a vampire film. But when you look about like nostalgia and stuff like that, I would say I agree with you.
Yeah,
Monster Squad, dude. Monster Squad. I'm a weird guy when it comes to that shit because like I'm one of those guys that would say like Little Monsters is a horror film that I'm obsessed with.
Wow, Little Monsters.
Yeah, like shit like that. So it's like
I haven't seen that movie in years.
Is that the Fred Savage movie with Howie Mandel?
Yeah, with
kind of light on like street trash melt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like so it's kind of weird. Like as horror fans, that are versed in the genre because we can talk all the shit we want like between each other, but the everyday horror fan, these are people that we're still like they're like they're just experienced like a Scream.
Yeah.
or they're just experiencing like a paranormal activity. Like we're kind of living in a genre right now where kids are just like finding horror, but but we've lived it for fucking 20 years. So it's weird. You know what I mean? Like Mike's coming from the indie background, and like all of us love that fucking crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know.
I think a lot of us were spoiled. And a lot of us were not spoiled to having physical media and movie stores. There was a lot of kids who were brought up doing sports, and then there was the people like us, the outcasts, who went to video stores and stared at the horror selection for hours and hours, trying to make up their mind finding a horror movie to take home.
Yeah.
While the rest of the world was playing sports or doing something else their parents wanted to do. And
I did both. Come on.
And now you have all these digital streaming services and YouTube, where you can find any movie. You have a huge library out there. That's why the 80s are so big right now, because people have missed a lot of movies from the 80s, and now they have all this entire digital platform where they can just find these movies. And then they're like, oh my God, have you ever seen The Lost Boys? That is a crazy movie. I don't think anyone else has ever seen this movie.
And it's like that's like the last one on our fucking playlist.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think what's interesting about the Lost Boys nostalgia though versus Monster Squad is like I don't like either movie, which I know you guys are gonna hate me for. But
God damn it, Michael.
Are you
serious?
As a kid, I saw the Lost Boys all the time on like Monster Vision and TV, but Monster Squad never got any play. Because I probably would have liked Monster Squad a lot when I was a kid. But I only watched it when I was like 17, and I'm like, man, fuck this movie. This is not, with the Lost Boys, I used to watch all the time. I'm watching it as an adult. I don't like it at all. I don't think vampires are very cool. And that movie is so like, I don't know.
You're such a narcissistic asshole, just like me. That's the fucking problem. Yeah. That's the problem. Because I'm a slasher guy. Like,
I think
I'm a really slasher guy, and anything other than that sucks. In my opinion, like anything that came out after 2004, I'm very I'm sorry.
Prepubescent 8-year-old Mike Lombardo would have loved the Monster Squad.
Yeah, absolutely. But it just
he was still playing with his fucking what is it called? What's the oven bake? Not the women's version. The fucking creeper crawlers. Yeah, he was still playing with that shit. Which is cool, because that shit's fucking awesome.
You know what? You're right though. Monster Squad is a movie that you kind of had to grow up with, and like when you get
Universal Monsters mixed in, like
it's better than the Goonies.
If I saw the Goonies for the first time, I'd hate it.
It is.
I actually agree with that. I don't think it is better than the Goonies.
You don't think it's better than the Goonies?
I don't think so either.
I think all of you are a load of shit. I think that Monster Squad is the best fucking movie.
Monster Squad is a ripoff of the Goonies with Universal Monsters. That's what it is.
I wouldn't say that.
I did 100%.
There was no data. There was no older brother. There were really no high school bullies. They did have high school bullies, but the bullies were in it only in two scenes. They were in the beginning of the school, and then at the very end when
think about their clubhouse. Think about their clubhouse, right?
You're right. There was
the clubhouse. The clubhouse could have been like the fucking regular house.
Well, they didn't have
the older brother ran.
The Goonies never had a clubhouse. They just kind of got together and rode their bikes around.
No, they had a house because they had Chunk had to do the fucking
so he did a truffle shuffle. But you have these kids from the Monster Squad.
Oh, you guys are great, dude. I'm so happy you invited me.
You have these kids.
What year did they come out? What year was Goonies? Wasn't Goonies later?
84, right?
Really?
I thought it was 86, the year I was born.
I thought
it was 84. I tried to like
it came out a year earlier than the.
I thought it was because Nightmare on Elm Street, the final chapter came out in 84, right?
No, I'm thinking like 86, 87 is when the Goonies came out.
The Goonies came out in 85.
Let's take 85. Because Corey couldn't do Friday the 13th. Part 5 because he was doing the Goonies.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, no, because the kids with Monster Squad were people like you and me. We were obsessed with horror movies, obsessed with monsters, and then these things came to life. Where the Goonies were just like these, kids that were just like, we're losing our homes, and we should go on like one last adventure because we're kids. and it was like completely different. Like, you know, it was like, you know, there was ones who were like, let's find gold, and the other ones were like, let's save the entire fucking world from these, like, you know, universal monsters.
The Goonies are a club of friends. The Monster Squad are a club of friends with two different interests. The Goonies were more the adventurous type. Monster Squad just like monsters. That's the big difference between the two.
Yeah, but when it comes to fight or flight, the Monster Squad put up one fucking kick-ass fight.
That I will agree with you because
Here, but hold on, Brian.
on their ass until they can do anything else.
What you said earlier
All right,
about
guys, I gotta take a phone call. I'm sorry.
and what about one saving the world and the other, you know, just looking for gold. In the Goonies, in a sense, weren't they metaphorically saving the world, their own world?
True. Astoria.
Listen, and the Goonies had to walk the plank, okay?
Well,
The
Goonies would have been fine if they had their homes repossessed. The characters' fates in the Monster Squad would have been a little more tragic, considering that the whole entire world would have been taken over by Dracula and an endless army of vampires. So, I mean, it's kind of like night and day. But you're right, Mike. It could, you know, be like, something more like, oh, this is my own personal world compared to this is, you know, the fate of humanity.
Totally sarcastic. There's nothing to look into.
You know, the funny thing about Goonies is that there was an octopus scene, and when Data starts freaking out at the end about an octopus, he's kind of like seen like an idiot. Like, who the fuck?
The TV edit had the octopus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a song for it too called 8 Arms to Hold You.
Yeah.
The part that fucked me up was the Goonies 2 for NES. I thought there was a sequel to that movie for years.
Because there was a video game?
Like, there's no Goonies 2. I'm like, bull fucking shit. I have the video game.
Well, don't worry, Mike, because I thought there was a sequel to Labyrinth because I had a nightmare about Baby Toby being a goblin and it being like The Exorcist where they had to like get all these people to like hang out and stop Baby Toby from fucking killing people. So, I mean, yeah, I get it.
Are you a crazy Labyrinth fan like me?
I'm obsessed with Jim Henson movies. Yeah, but Labyrinth's my favorite.
Wait.
Okay.
I have to show you this.
Please do not put on tights and stuff.
Darren does. I don't know if this is what I'm going to show you, but Darren runs Serial Resin. They do horror action figures.
Oh, really?
Well, I think you guys are going to kick out of the stuff they do.
Yeah,
I have one of them right here. I have an unpainted Nosferatu that he gave me.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh, yeah.
It's my shirt.
So I'm a huge yes. I have some shit to show you guys, but
he's got the biggest horror toy collection I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going for the world record right now.
Oh boy.
That's my shit. So, but anyways, Labyrinth and Neverending Story, shit like that is like that's my childhood, probably just like a lot of ours.
Mm-hmm.
But look at this fucking thing, dude.
Wow.
Hello.
You have this? You have this too?
Would have kept going that way. She would have.
All right. Do you have this one? Let me show you this. This is rare. Hold on.
I wish someone made like a life-size action figure of Zelda Rubinstein.
If he comes back naked, I'm gonna be very upset.
He comes back naked wearing my face. He has two of them, I believe. He actually made enamel pins of him wearing my face.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, let me find it. I have it here somewhere. It's like the weirdest thing. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah.
It's like
that's an enamel pin of somebody wearing my skin mask.
Look at that.
Dude,
that's sexy.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, this is number 8 of 100.
What was that from? Wayne's World? If there's a severed head in that, I'm going to be very upset.
If you guys are obsessed with canon movies like I am, even though they're not horror, this is currently on Amazon. It's an 8-disc DVD collection. It's got Death Wish 2, Missing in Action 1, 2, and 3, Ninja 3,
The Domination,
Exterminator 2, which is hilarious, like cyberpunk version of Death Wish 3, Invasion USA, and Cyborg. Yup. And they're all really good quality. And it's by Shout Factory. And they used to have for like $15, they used to sell these two together, but they kind of fell apart.
Do we have any comments on Facebook?
I don't know. Let's go check. Facebook, you still with us?
Like, how do I see your guys' comments on Facebook? Do I have to go to the Horror Syndicate?
Yeah, just go to the Horror Syndicate Facebook page, and you can see all the comments right there.
I don't know if you guys are interested, but my friend Larry is also interested in coming in. He's a huge horror collector. He'd love to talk to you guys too. If you guys would welcome him. If not, it's cool.
Sure, why not?
We would have to invite him for Facebook, so Mike, you would probably have to do it. I don't know, because you invited me. I don't know how.
Through the Google Hangouts link.
Okay.
We do. So we're live right now.
Yeah.
Google? Okay. So
what's
if you send me the link, I can send it to him. But I wanted to show you guys this.
Okay.
So this is my only other labyrinth collection, other than like prints and stuff like this. Have you guys seen this one?
Look at that.
The Jareth.
Dude, man. Well, it looks like a very anime type Jareth.
Yep. So the next two I'm going to show you are pretty rare. This is the Cult Classics Jareth.
Nice.
I don't know if you've seen that. And this is the rarest NECA they ever did in Cult Classic. It's the Jareth Hoggle.
Nice.
Hoggle?
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's the only Hoggle figure they ever made.
It's the bug of eternal sin.
Yeah.
Jareth looks like a white
I know, right?
Tina Turner Thunderdome.
I know.
You don't need another hero?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my shit. I'm an in-package horror figure collector. So if you want to see a figure, I probably have it.
Yeah, I used to collect a lot of horror action figures, mostly the original Toy Biz Resident Evil action figures. From Resident Evil 1 and 2. I know Mike Lombardo has a bunch of them as well.
He does, yeah. I've actually gotten a lot of my rare pieces. Mike has hooked me up and he's given me some rare pieces.
Darren,
the last 2 years.
Darren has a lot of my old collection now.
Yeah.
We have a Facebook comment from Matt Beckel. Matt Beckel, what's your favorite first round matchup? I'm stoked for Child's Play versus Sleepaway Camp. I like Sleepaway Camp personally, he says.
I think Child's Play is going to win that, but I like Sleepaway Camp.
It's Child's Play versus Dick. That's all it is. I mean, Sleepaway Camp, you watch it, and you're like, oh wow, that ending is really fucked up.
You're just waiting for the dick.
You're waiting for the dick.
I actually have an Angela Dick figure.
Oh, wonderful!
Are you fucking serious?
I'll show it to you guys if you want to.
Yeah, dude.
But I actually, Felissa Rose, I've met her a few times. She's super sweet.
Did she sign the dick?
No, but I want her to.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Do you guys want to see it? I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Show us the dick. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting it.
That's the matchup I'm looking forward to.
I think Felissa Rose should have signed the dick. It would be kind of sacrilegious to not sign the dick.
I agree. Also, if there's anybody out there still watching, this is the most off the rails we've probably ever been on this show.
I feel like you say that every show, and you're probably right. We just keep,
it's every other show. Come on.
Do you guys go to conventions?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be at Monster Mania next weekend.
You know what? I was going to go down this year. I'm going to Texas Frightmare weekend in May. I'll be down there for the weekend, and then I'm going to Monster Mania in April.
On Saturday. It's my birthday. And they're gonna have
he'll let you sit on his face.
So I'm gonna be selling. Oh my god!
Sit on my face and tell me that you love me.
There we go. Look at that.
Sit on my face. I'll tell you that I love you.
In the original Sleepaway Camp movie, that was actually a 25-year-old man wearing a mask, right?
College kid.
It wasn't like the opposite way of showing 16-year-old Felissa Rose with a prosthetic dick, right?
I know, right?
But
all right, so check this.
He was crying, wasn't he, the whole time?
Do you guys know I'm sure you guys know the Clay guy. He's at a lot of conventions, right? So hold on, I don't even know how I can show it to you.
That's usually me when I get out of the shower.
Yeah, that's the Clay guy's Felissa Rose.
Wow.
Like, where's my hot chocolate?
Guy drank a bunch of beers offset and then just came in, did it, and then he got they never heard from him again. And he's like, don't ever tell anyone.
It's amazing. The things we do for love.
I know, man.
That's intense. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know that I would want people to think that I don't know what the hell that would be. That I have the dick of a 16-year-old girl. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. But
listen, man, I would have done that scene for free.
Can I be honest with you though? The first film was great, and yes, the surprise of the film was the ending. But I love the second film.
Yeah, the sequels are pretty good.
I love the third one.
Two and three were great.
Yeah.
4 sucked.
Yeah,
but 2 and 3 were great. Dude.
I love the second one. The third one's awesome, especially the lawnmower. I would love to see that uncut, like in the context of the movie, like not just the deleted scene separately.
Yep.
Maybe
I forget her name. It was like Samantha Peterson or something like that. I forget her name.
What do you say, Ray?
I said maybe Sleepaway
Camp 2 Samantha Peterson?
100.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. Sleepaway Camp 2 on Happy Camper should be your 100th. I love that movie. I watch that movie all the time. I like it better than the original.
So I got duped with this. I bought this used the Sleepaway Survival Kit.
You got the shit version without the
I got real duped because I this was in there. Sleepaway Camp 2.
Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp 3, and you think that Sleepaway Camp would have been the one that's in there?
Is it Return?
Some motherfucker put in Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, that's the documentary, isn't it?
No, that's the
fourth one.
It's not the Survivor. That one was trash. But this one was garbage.
This has been a contention of his hatred for a while now.
Yeah.
I only have the Scream Factory Blu-rays,
but I do have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, and I have the Anchor Bay DVD of Sleepaway Camp. So I'm not that angry, but
would you guys say you guys are like which one of you guys are like the DVD Blu-ray collector of the bunch?
That would probably be Jared and Ray and Mike.
Well, this is what I've got.
You guys need to mix it with us, like on another time. Like some of my guys. A couple of my friends are the biggest VHS collectors in horror, and you should see their collections, man. It's crazy shit. So much stuff to talk about.
I've got a fucking room surrounding me.
Melissa Rose, the original Camp.
That's cool, dude.
And somebody else too. I don't know who. Oh, the guy that played Ricky. Is it Ricky? Is that his name? Yeah.
That was the brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one without the dick.
God, why have I never talked to you guys before? Seriously.
I don't know. Why have you never talked to us before?
I don't know. Fucking, I've known Mike for years, but god damn it. Like you guys are the people I talk to. Like this is I feud to try to find people to find that can talk about shit. You know?
It's really hard. I go to work all the time, and
I
just start running my mouth about horror movies, and people look at me like I'm an asshole because I don't have a cracked fire stick.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. You should definitely have a cracked fire stick.
Well, I should get a cracked
Cinema
fire
HD. Cinema
yeah.
HD.
That sounds like some kind of weird thing to do with your penis.
Have you guys seen?
I do that cracked fire stick actually.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the new Spider-Man movie? Have you seen a new one that's not even in theaters? It's on my cracked dick. I have on my cracked dick.
Yeah, I want to kill myself every time someone says that.
Yeah.
God damn.
No, and we were talking earlier about the death of physical media and how Samsung just pretty much called quits on making Blu-ray and DVD players. So
did
I go out and buy some backup Blu-ray players for when this one dies?
I was going to say, I mean, this is kind of the start of it all. So if you want to buy a backup, you might want to do it within the next 2 years or so.
Here's the thing, I think there's so many that are made. It's kind of like a VHS player, you know. They stopped they stopped productions on that. I think it was 5 years ago when they officially stopped making them.
Called VCRs,
VHS players, VCRs, whatever. Well, how come we don't have Betamax? You know,
well, that died out in the early
Betamax
90s.
died a long time. That's because they wouldn't put porn on it. That was Sony.
Oh, really?
See, I feel bad because you guys are collectors of the physical copy of shit. And I have such a minuscule collection of Blu-rays and DVDs. I probably only have 200, right? So I'm I'm such a Nazi when it comes to that shit. I steal movies, dude. I'm sorry. I will not pay for a fucking movie unless it's great. Unless it's the worth it to watch. It sucks. And I shouldn't do that, I know, but
you're killing me. You're killing me.
I know you're the indie artist, and
you're a pirate.
But I actually bought your movie. So
well, okay.
I bought your movie through I buy your movie. I buy your movie through VOD. But at the same time, it's like when a Halloween 2018 comes out, like I'm not gonna like. I'll see it in theater, right? Like like these new budget films or whatever. But I can't buy the copy. I'm sorry, I can't do it. It sucks. Just
buy it more on VOD then.
I buy on VOD, but but think about how many movies came out, like the new Escape Room movie, right? You guys seen that yet? The new Escape Room, or Prodigy, the Prodigy came out. I don't know, like shit like that. Like I can't do it, man. I can't do it unless
I just don't watch them at all.
I have to watch, but I have to watch everything though, Mike. Like
the Prodigy looks interesting. I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
You know what? There's this one movie coming out. I'm waiting for it to come out on DVD and Blu-ray. The movie was made and it was never really shown in American audiences or shown to American audiences until last year. It's called Dial Code Santa Claus. And what it is,
I read about that.
It's the French. It's the French version, pretty much, of Home Alone. But Home Alone copied off. John Hughes copied off of this movie, and it's about this kid who is obsessed with Rambo and like survival action movies. He lives in a mansion. It's his mom's and dad's mansion. He's got like his own arsenal of like toys and escape rooms and shit like that. And this guy escapes, or this guy comes out of prison, and he goes on this like it's like this computer. It's like an ATM machine, but you could chat with people, and it's in the 80s, and he chats with this little boy who was at home, and he pretends he's Santa Claus. So he finds out where the little boy lives, and he invades the home while the little boy is with his diabetic grandfather. And the kid has a dog and everything, and the guy dresses up as Santa Claus and tries to kill this little boy. And he kills the dog, and he hunts down him and the grandfather. And it's got like this like really like gritty like synth soundtrack, like kind of like La Femme Nikita. And it's just this guy going after this kid, and the kid set up all these booby traps. And the guy actually, like, I think he stabs the kid, and the kid's like wounded walking around. And like a couple police officers get to the house, and the Santa Claus guy kills them. It's like a really dark movie.
They have that Yuletide Terror, that Christmas horror book that they put Doomsday in. There's a whole section on that movie.
Oh my god, dude, that movie's pretty fantastic.
The guy that directed it, his son is the main character. He just cast it.
It's one of those movies where like there's
a Lex Quinn sighting in the wild.
If you watch the movie,
is that Lex?
It's probably with a group of people that
Not much.
really wanted to watch the movie. Hi, Lex.
Hello, Brian. Sorry.
Hey guys, I want to cut you off for a second. How do I pause your video so I can just see the chat? How's that happen?
I don't know that you can
on Facebook
because it's live.
You can't.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm not aware that you can.
Have you ever done live?
Not on Facebook. I've done it on Google Hangouts before. Okay, so I just closed the audio, so now I can chat with the chat.
I don't understand what you're doing.
So I just clicked on the Horror Syndicate, and I'm seeing our thing, and it's pretty much caught up, right? So I closed the audio, so it doesn't like run while we're talking.
Yeah, you can just if you look over on the video on Facebook, it has like this like the speaker, and you click on that and lower the volume all the way down and mute it. So
and then I can chat on the side.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
I've never done the Facebook version of this. Okay.
It's okay. It happens, man.
All right.
But yeah, no, the movie, you got to check it out when it comes in theaters. I have a copy of it with on standard quality. I do want to see it enhanced because.
How old is this movie?
I think it came out in 1989.
Yeah, it's from the 80s. They were really pissed off when Home Alone came out because they're like, "This is the same fucking movie." The director was furious. He's like, "They ripped us off."
Yeah, it's more violent though, and
yeah, it's borderline horror, is what they said in the article.
Yeah, it's really eerie. But
what's it called again?
Dial Code Santa Claus.
I've
And
never heard of that before. Ever.
It's bonkers. And the soundtrack is pretty awesome. There's this one girl who sounds like Bonnie Tyler, and she's singing in broken English, "Happy Christmas, Jesus." And I don't think that's what she meant to say, but it's
Now
pretty.
I'm only falling apart. Nothing I can do. Total eclipse of the heart.
But you know, it's we're getting a lot of movies that we've never heard of or seen before because of the digital era, and it sucks for Blu-ray DVD collectors like us because you can find anything on streaming, and you probably going to have a harder time finding a physical copy, especially if it's out of print. But then again, we're having all these movies come out that people like you and me have never seen before. Like I never saw Slaughterhouse until I became an adult.
Oh wow! Okay.
Did a great Blu-ray of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was missing for the longest time. Like you couldn't find a copy of Slaughterhouse.
I had it on VHS when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm the kind of nerd that watched that shit. Like, yeah, I know. So yeah,
It's probably
so now I know that you guys are like the DVD Blu-ray guys. Like, so I feel bad for saying like I don't buy shit, you know. But at the same time, like with like the modern age of horror coming out, right? What do you guys think about the new Pet Sematary coming out? What do you guys,
Michael Martin will tell you all.
What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about? What's the other one coming out, man? Goddamn.
The new Chucky's coming out soon.
New Chucky looks fucking stupid. Like Trick or Treat Studios is going crazy with their fucking pre-orders, and like everyone on YouTube's like, "Oh, I just got my fucking pre-order." Like, I'm like, okay, it's a good guy doll that doesn't look scary, so I wasn't gonna buy it. So I want one that looks scary, like a Mediacom from the Japanese, like shit from the 80s, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't fucking know. Like, I come from a kind of different world, like. You know, it's interesting to hear you guys.
You have someone like Ray who said that he did not like the new Suspiria movie at all. He absolutely hated it. And then I absolutely adored it because I'm more artsy fartsy type guy, and the original Suspiria is a good slasher, supernatural, giallo, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
But it's beautifully shot.
It's beautifully shot, but
with all its muted colors.
I agree with that, but what would you say about the house that Jack built?
I have not seen it, and I want to.
Oh, you gotta fucking watch that.
I hear that was really good.
I want to see that.
It freaks people out. It's beautifully shot. It's fucking weird as fuck, and it has a lot of like psychology bullshit into it. But
I love.
So many people are talking shit on it right now. Like,
well, that's because a lot of people talk shit on The Witch because they thought it was stupid and they didn't get the old English. And if you watch with subtitles, it's a better experience.
I agree.
But you know, there's a lot of movies that out there that are not meeting people's expectations. We covered this many times on the show, where you advertise the movie to be something that it's actually not. And I think the audience is so accustomed to seeing really bad movies that when a good movie comes out, they're like, "Oh, this was awful," and it's like, "But did you really watch it?" Mm-hmm. And they probably didn't. I mean, and you have movies that that are just kind of like kind of horror, but like something else. And you've seen it with a lot of like more artsy movies, like Nicholas Winding Refn, with Neon Demon, and now you have Gaspar Noé doing Climax, and Lords of Chaos, which is like kind of like horror, but
that's a Nicolas Cage film, right? Is that the Nicolas Cage film? Or no, am I wrong?
The Lords of Chaos, I believe it's the one with one of the Culkins, Riley Culkin, I believe. Okay. And it's based on like a death metal band in the 80s. Actually, one of the players in the band was the director. He directed a movie called Polar with Matt.
Oh, it's the same dude. It's the same dude that was in the remake Halloween. He was the kid that got killed by the little kid. He was the redhead that went downstairs and they make a sandwich and he got bashed in the head with a fucking hammer. Watch the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween. It's the same kid, the redhead that was fucking the sister before Little Mikey, the blonde-haired kid, bashed his head in the fucking kitchen. Same guy.
You're talking about a Zombies remake?
Zombies remake, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I didn't realize
it reminded me of what was the other film that was kind of like that? God damn. You guys are bringing me back. Yeah, Lord of the Chaos. The kid, the main dude, or one of the main dudes, was killed in the Rob Zombie remake. He was the one that got bashed in the head with a hammer.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Rory Culkin. He was a little boy in Signs and Scream. He was also in Scream 4 and Castle Rock. So this movie is Jonas Ackerlund. Directed movies such as Spun, Try, Polar, which is a Netflix film, and it's about the teenager's quest to launch Norwegian black metal in Oslo in the early 1990s, result in very violent outcome. But you have a lot of horror movies that are coming out that people are just going to say it sucks, and then they're like, "Oh, the best movies ever was Friday the 13th," and it's like,
I thought we established the best movie ever was Halloween, 1978.
well, yeah, obviously.
I'm still living in the world where people are saying Halloween 3 is the best fucking movie that ever got fucking existed ever. And I'm like, yeah, you say that because 10 years ago everyone was talking shit on it.
I love Halloween 3. I always have.
I know you do. I know. And I know. But
fuck
standalone.
God damn it.
If it stood alone without the Halloween moniker, it would be a great film.
If it was a standalone, I agree.
It's funny because you have people like Roger Ebert who fucking trashed the movie The Thing when it came out. I was like, this movie is garbage. And then you have him so many years later writing a book in like top 10 movies you should watch before you die or something like that. And it's like, you fucking no, I know. I fucking can't stand critics.
That's the problem with our genre. Our genre is so fucking backhanded half the time because people don't realize how good shit is until it's 10 years fucking later.
Yeah, like I watched this movie the other night called "I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday." And
I know, right?
Let me tell you something. There's no tits. There's no gore.
No tit. I wanted
Mike, I have to tell you, I did watch the film and I didn't thoroughly enjoy it, and you guys did a fantastic job. Honestly, I really do. And I remember when like we were novice friends, right? And
he's stoking your fire, Mike.
No. Listen, and you were working on it and fucking putting your day and times into it, like weekends into it. Like you did a great job, dude. Congratulations. And I'm actually happy. I tell people all the time, like my friend Mike, he's doing a new film, there's no budget into it, and I've worked on films that have a $400,000-$500,000 budget and they still don't get distribution. So, congratulations. I'm very proud of you, dude. Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like these people, there's a lot of dreamers out there, right? There's a lot of dreamers that have money, and then there's a lot of dreamers that have a fucking purpose.
Yeah, and there's a lot of movies being made too, and some of them don't have, placement at the same time.
You can get lost in the shuffle so easily. We watch so many fucking films, guys, that like it's the next one. Like we're talking shit on films that had $1 million budgets right now, and there's certain people that they have their place in the genre, so it's interesting.
I want to piggyback on what you were talking about earlier, Darren, that house that Jack built.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Lons von Trier did that.
Yep.
I fucking love Antichrist. That is a great fucking movie.
Then you'll love the ending.
Okay.
Are there 20 babies jumping out of a window?
No. No, but everyone talks shit because it's like a 2.5 hour film.
It is.
But
it's 2.5 hours. It says.
If you watch the first 2 hours, you're gonna fucking dig it so much, and then everyone says the last half an hour either ruined it or made it for them because it gets so fucking weird. It makes a turn completely, and it starts to be biblical. Mm-hmm. It starts to be philosophical. There's a lot of weird shit that happens at the end.
So 30 babies jumping out of a window, not 20.
I don't want to ruin anything.
Okay.
But I will say there's one baby that tries to.
Okay, cool.
Let me tell you that.
Because that's 29 less of what I expected.
But I'm a sick fuck, right? Like I just am. Like I'm a sick fuck.
Okay, how sick are you? How did you sit through the Serbian film?
Pants down or pants on?
Should I say I jerked off halfway through it?
Oh, God.
No. So this movie, Jack the House Built, is a great film. But if you're the average day horror fan that wants to have some kind of explosion at the end that's going to happen, it's not going to happen in this film. But the rest of the film carried it the entire way through, and you'll get it. You'll get it if you're the person that like it sounds like we are. You pay attention the whole time and you see the depth of it, right? So I highly recommend it.
This is not a sequel to The Outsiders.
I wouldn't say so. No.
Okay.
No. You watch it as an independent film.
Are you saying that?
And watch it.
In it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But watch it as a like I'm super into serial killers and like their history and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So watch it as like an epilogue or whatever you want to call it as a serial killer, because it gives insight into mental health of a serial killer. And this man should have been caught so many times.
So it touches on multiple layers.
So many layers. You'll love it. You'll love it. You guys that analyze film will love this movie.
That's all I do when I watch it.
And if you're talking about how it's shot and all this stuff on top of the narrative, you're gonna love it.
I want to see climax. I am obsessed with movies like Enter the Void and Irreversible. I don't know if you guys have ever seen any of Gaspar Noé's.
Yeah, Irreversible is great.
What's up?
Irreversible is great. Latenya, one of the best fisting scenes I've seen in a long time.
There you go. Have you ever seen Enter the Void?
No, it's been on my list for years. I almost buy the DVD like every 4 or 5 months, and I never do.
Enter the Void is the most beautifully shot movie I've ever watched in my entire life. And I'm comparing it to Space Odyssey 2001.
Have you ever seen Homeward Bound 2, Lost in San Francisco?
Probably not that.
The city itself is a character with the way they shot that movie.
See, the DP is probably not as great as the DP they had for Homeward Bound, Lost in San Francisco, but cinematography.
I'm sorry. I love that you guys talk about the DP and the fucking visuals and shit, because the guys I talk to, they're not from that background.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't talk about that shit. They talk about like just the random shit, right?
So like the director did it.
They don't talk about like what it takes to make a film,
right?
From that stance.
They'll break apart.
So this is like a breath of fresh air to me.
Yeah, like Rami Malek was like the director. Well, he actually was. That's a bad example. Bryan Singer quit or got fired. We won't talk about him. Piece of shit. But yeah, no. If you guys have a chance to watch a movie and just like see the beauty of the cinematography, watch Enter the Void. It's one of those movies where you watch it and it's over. You feel like you just smoked like an entire ounce of fucking pot and like took some Valium. Like that's how the movie is when you watch it. The first time I watched it, I was a kid. And, my God, kid. Came out in 2000 and when did that movie come out? 2007, 2008. I was really stoned, and then I watched it again.
Not a kid then.
Yeah, no, I was like,
Enter the Void was 09.
It was 09. Okay, yeah. So I was 21. I was really stoned.
Are we all like the same age, kind of, Mike? Are we all kind of like around?
I'll be 32 next month.
I'm 33.
I'm 36.
36.
I'm 12.
And
12.
I will be 31.
All right, so we grew up. I just want to make sure we've grown up in the same kind of era.
I'm the oldest. I was born in 80. So
raised the grandpa that we love the most.
You're not old. My best friend's 55, dude.
grandpa.
Try to talk hard with that motherfucker.
Sorry.
You know, he's like, I saw like The Fly in the fucking theater.
I talked to a
okay.
guy at Gargano's that fucking
I saw The Fly in the theater.
blood-faced.
Well, you know,
The '86 version, but I saw it in the theater. And then we went over.
I'm
to
talking
Cobra.
I'm talking the 50. You know.
I know,
You
but
know?
I'm just saying. I did see the Goldblum fly in the theater, and then went and saw Cobra right after.
That's
God,
amazing.
you
I
slut.
fucking
You
love
like
Cobra.
So good, dude. That's another
Crime is a
off
disease
horror
that I am
topic. Yeah.
Crime is a disease.
Dude, his voice cracks in the beginning monologue of the movie. He's just like, the people, and it's like, I don't know. Well, I was funny story about Sly Stallone. I was an extra in the movie Creed, and we were at the big final fight scene, and me and my friend were able to get front row seats right by the paid actors, like the union actors, right? And we were right behind them, and we almost got asked to move over because that's how close we were to the camera. And I fell asleep because we were in there for about 14, 15 hours, especially if you're non-union. You're going to sit there all fucking day. And I fell asleep, and I woke up, and Sly Stallone was staring at me, and he grumbled something. And it was the most majestic noise, but most frightening presence I've ever felt in a studio or on the set.
I have never heard
I
that story
bet,
before.
dude.
He made eye contact with me. He was just like, ooh.
You fall asleep when I'm on
They
set.
say above the law, above the law, or I am the law.
He probably did. I don't know what the fuck he said. He just stared at me, looking all stage 4 cancered up, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude. Why is this happening? This is a good thing. You're gonna put me in your next movie. Am I going to get fired? What's going on? And he just kind of let it go. I was like, see, going to Planet Hollywood more than once really paid off in your life, Brian. Congratulations.
Have you guys seen Killer Pinata? Oh my god. Okay.
So I want to go
That's
back.
where we're at.
I want to go back to Facebook real quick, see if there's any more final comments. We'll wrap this show up.
I'm trying to look at it. I can't find it. Still. I don't know why.
Facebook. So we got 4 people currently tuned in. Yeah, it's a good time to end it right now. Do y'all ever think, from Matt Beckel, what are your thoughts on the latest Halloween? Without beating a horse to death with that, we do have an episode that you can find on Facebook and horrorsyndicate.com, where we had a whole entire Halloween episode with directors such as Nathan Thomas Milliner and Renee Rivas, and of course myself, Jared, Ray, and Mike.
Mike wasn't there.
Find it on our YouTube page.
Yeah, you can find it on our YouTube page too, without all of the media commercials and everything. So it's everywhere, Matt. If you want to go check out our thoughts on the new Halloween movie. And once again from Matt, do y'all think we'll ever get a new Friday the 13th? Seems to be an ongoing legal battle whenever they try to get into that production. You can you can also find that episode on the horrorsyndicate.com, Facebook, and YouTube. We have about 3 different Friday the 13th shows. We have 2 with the original ensemble from the Horror Syndicate Lives, and then 1 from THS Lives, I believe. So we're going to end that with the Facebook comments. I guess we'll do round style table, introducing our exiting. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Brian Enright. I don't think really the Horror Jew unless you're looking up Twitter, but if you want to look me up on Twitter, I'm on there as the Horror Jew. Up next, we have Jared Laterna. Jared, where can we find you?
You guys can follow me on Facebook at Jared Laterno, or on the Twatverse at @zombie_survivor. Thanks for joining us, Darren. It was fun talking to you, man.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for having me, honestly.
Up next, we have award-winning director, because that's his legal name, Mike Lombardo. Where can we find you, Mike?
You can find me at www.realsplatter.com. That's real with 2 E's. YouTube.com/RealSplatter, Facebook.com/RealSplatter, Twitter.com/ you guessed it, Mike Lombardo. Actually, it's Real Splatter. And ScreamTeamReleasing.com, where you can buy a copy of I'm Dreaming for White Doomsday on Blu-ray DVD combo. Please do that, because Daddy needs to pay his rent. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you very much. Up next, we have our president of the Horror Syndicate, Ray Zor. Ray, where can we find you?
Just here and there. Back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ray. And Darren Mitchell, thank you for joining us. Where can we find you, brother?
You guys can look me up at Horror in Me on YouTube or Horror Me on Instagram or Hot Cheetos and Blood. We do a live stream where we do some crazy shit on YouTube. I'm a YouTube guy, so if you guys would like collectibles and stuff like that, look me up on YouTube if you like toy hunts, stuff like that, or Instagram. Just Horror in Me. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Darren. And those who are watching right now, or those who are watching later on when we have the show already queued up on YouTube and Facebook, please go to the Horror Syndicate Facebook page where we are doing our March Madness brackets. The site was founded on the March Madness brackets back when Ray Eric created it for a horror and DVD Blu-ray collectors page, which he was asked politely to stop. He was politely asked to stop doing that, and we have more followers than they do nowadays. So that's a good thing, and I'm glad that we have the brackets here because everyone gets involved. So please cast your votes. You will see Mike Lombardo and myself over at NJ Horror Con.
Monster Mania, you mean?
What's up?
Monster Mania, not NJ Horror.
Monster Mania, and I will be at NJ Horror Con where
I wish I was going with you guys. Son of a
I will
bitch.
have Horror Syndicate t-shirts available. They're $15 if you want one of them now. You can PayPal me and they'll be sent out. And money will go towards proceeds in getting us all together at conventions and also paying for the website. So please help us out, support indie horror, and thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
All right, Facebook.